Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Happy day, Dandelions. Hello, Christopher.
Hello, Caroline.
Welcome to our audience. This is Dandelion Reflections Podcast, and your host, Christopher, Caroline. We're delighted to have you with us today as we will talk about boredom and brain default network. Is that right, Christopher?
Yes. Well, let's start with boredom.
Mm-hmm.
How often are you bored nowadays?
Yes, it's a good question. I think we tend to be allergic to boredom, right? Or boredom averse. I didn't like not. I remember not liking this feeling as a kid, and I think people don't tolerate that very well. That given that we tend to be on our phones or devices whenever there's a downtime, it's like the default, right? What do you think, Christopher?
Correct. Well, as you and I remember, there were times where we did not have a telephone in
Mm-hmm.
our pocket that we could just take and put in front of our eyes in case of we were waiting for the bus, waiting
Mm-hmm.
at a doctor's office, waiting in a line, whatever.
Yes.
And I see it with many kids. They cannot. They don't. Too many seem not to tolerate just being even waiting for 2 minutes without taking their phone in their hands.
Yes. Yes. And I feel like so-called boredom, or whenever we feel like nothing's happening, I think that's a wonderful opportunity to just actually pause and notice that there might be a
Hmm.
lot happening. And also, that's okay if nothing's happening because our brain, I think, needs the mental sweeping, which we
Wonderful.
do while we meditate too, right?
Right. And exactly. So when in those moments where we do nothing, have no things to do, no uh, scheduled times to keep, no things to plan, and just sitting down and staring holes into into the air. That's a
Yeah,
wonderful thing.
it is.
I think it is. Or if you're outside and there are people around you, why not just
Mhm.
observe, becoming aware of the people? Where might they go? Where might they
Mhm.
come from? What are they thinking of? Or why not
Yeah.
just engage in a random conversation with a stranger?
Yes. I love that. So basically, you're saying that boredom is a fertile ground for opportunities.
Exactly, exactly
I
that.
love that. Yes.
Which we take from ourselves and others, the
Hmm.
potential people we could have met if we hadn't taken our phones in our hands.
Yes. Because it seems like boredom is a judgment. It's like, oh, I'm bored.
Hmm.
That is creating an obstacle to those opportunities right there. We shouldn't say, I'm
Yes.
bored. We should say, nothing's happening right now. It's more neutral, or nothing seemingly.
Hmm.
However, that makes me free to receive whatever life is going to send me to learn and to,
Hmm.
expand on.
Receive what life's going to send me. That's
Yeah.
something very interesting because what if in these downtimes
Hmm.
where we're idling,
Yeah.
maybe it's exactly then when we
Hmm.
connect to whatever wisdom,
Yes.
universal wisdom is out there. Because I'm
Hmm.
sure uh, you and many in our audience have experienced that they have their best ideas when they not when they think, oh, I have to get the
Uh-huh.
good idea for Valentine's Day, or I have to get the best idea for whatever to surprise
Mhm.
my kids, or there's so much performance in there, and we have to do this or we want to do that,
Mhm.
but then we don't have any ideas or how to solve a problem at work. And so, but then we take a shower, or we're lying in bed wanting to fall asleep, and then all of a sudden, yes, Eureka! I got it.
Yeah.
And I have had many good ideas in the shower somehow.
It's interesting you're saying that, Christopher. I've heard that so many times, right? The
Hmm.
shower, making one's bed. When we do tasks that are seemingly routine or boring, even, right?
Hmm.
For me, sometimes it's boring to clean the kitchen counter, but that's when I have my ideas. It's cleaning the
Hmm.
kitchen. It's like
Hmm.
so weird. Yes. So the shower, it's very common, and there's something happening in the shower. Is it the water? Like there's something that relaxes us. So maybe we're
Hmm.
not so fixated on an outcome when we take a
Hmm.
shower. We're so maybe that unlocks something in our brain, and then we
Yeah.
have those ideas, those solutions. Yeah, I think it's fascinating.
And when we were thinking of today's topic, we came up with this what was it again? This mode our brain goes into when we don't have
Yes,
anything special to do. What was that called again?
brain default network. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, right, the
BDN.
brain default network. So that's the network in our brain that
Hmm.
that is active when we're in standby mode. I'm guessing now, not that I
Yeah.
know too much about it, but it sounds very
Mhm.
it makes sense to me.
Yes, and I like that you talk about that. I don't know fully what it is, but I think, I mean, by definition, it's the default mode. So it's when our mind is not occupied doing a specific cognitive task, we
Hmm.
go on in that mode, and it's important.
Hmm.
People might feel like when they're bored, oh my gosh, they start to panic. But no, maybe you could let your brain go into that mode because you need those moments, just like in music we need the pauses, the silence, right, between the
Hmm.
notes to create a melody. Well, same for our brain activity, our life, our
Hmm.
creativity. And I think it's kind of I like to make a parallel with sleep. Imagine people going without sleep for many days in a row. It's not good,
Hmm.
right? I mean, we need the break at night to be able to function during the day. So the brain default network can be our daytime or awake time break for our brain. Our brain needs that kind of reset.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it gets cluttered and it's not effective or, yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
And I think we've mentioned the Swedish Fika here more than once. I'm not sure if that's the same thing, like setting the brain
Mm.
into default mode,
Mhm.
but so basically the Swedish Fika, for those in our audience that are not familiar with it, it's a very important cultural thing
Mhm.
here in Sweden, and it's about twice a day,
Oh,
once in the AM and one in the afternoon,
okay.
where you get together with your colleagues at work. It's not a must, but it's
Mhm.
very highly appreciated. For 10-15 minutes, you sit or stand together and you drink your coffee or your tea, or eat a cinnamon bun or whatever you love to eat, or
Mhm.
a fruit, and you just talk without needing to perform, without needing it to be anything job related. You can talk about the weather. Oh,
Mhm.
weather is very popular in Sweden, by the way. Um, but and then suddenly people become inspired of their colleagues
Mm-hmm.
with something they were thinking of at their job. Oh yeah, right. Now I suddenly get an idea, or a new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're working on that, right? I can help you there. Someone from a different department, maybe, and so it is. It since the goal is not being job, it doesn't need to be job related.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, things occur that still makes your job much easier often. So
Oh, I want
it's
this Fika.
yes,
I want this here too.
and
Oh,
it's very and people have there are some non-Swedish um, leaders that have tried that thought this is ineffective. We need to get rid of
mhm,
the Fika, and they lost their
mhm,
jobs very quickly
mm,
um, because it is so important here for the Swedish people. It's not accepted if anyone would want to take away their
mhm.
Fika. So
Oh,
what I wanted to say with that is just
mhm,
thinking of something else for 10 minutes or doing nothing for 10 minutes can easily help
mhm.
you solve your biggest life problems.
Yeah, that's such a great example. Yeah, sometimes we think too hard about a problem,
Hmm.
and it's not good. There needs to be some relaxation in the mind and the body in order for
Mm.
the solution to present itself. And I've experienced that too. If I think too much about something, I go nowhere. I'm running in
Hmm.
circles. We need to sometimes just put it aside. And I think our brain, or the unconscious part of it, the creative part of it, might come up with a solution. I found that actually coming in my dreams at times,
Oh, interesting.
Mhm. A solution showing up in my dreams. So it's fascinating. Or when I walk.
Yeah.
So I guess my walk is kind of a little bit similar to the
Hmm.
fika. And what I like about the fika is the social part of it. It
Hmm.
just shows, Christopher, how co-creative we are, how
Yes.
co-intelligent we are.
Sorry. Yes,
Great
exactly.
ideas don't always happen in isolation, right? It's just in
Mm.
just one brain. It's really the synergy that makes it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's maybe also some kind of a play mode for our brain
Mhm.
because there is
Yes.
we don't have this I have to think of this or a solution to that or I have to make a project plan for this but
Mhm.
I just need to be so I
Mhm.
can let the brain just go wild with whatever pops up right now and then
Yes.
suddenly you have you walk through doors in your brain that you haven't walked through before because it was never the idea of oh what's behind that door kind of thing
Mhm.
because no I'm not going through this door, this has nothing to do with my work task.
Yes.
So when you're taking your 5 minutes and let's look what's behind this.
Yeah. And that's why meditation is so helpful, even for
Mm,
that, because we have to be open minded and curious. We have to let go of a specific outcome
mm,
that we're looking for. Because sometimes we think about problems in a very limited way, right? We have
mm,
a bias. Even in research, some people just do research to confirm a premise without even open to other premises or
yeah.
hypotheses. It becomes an echo chamber. And we're not
Hmm.
evolving when we're stuck in that echo chamber. And
Yeah,
I think that's why we
exactly.
need to have a ground zero kind of approach at times and just see
Hmm.
what's going to happen.
Yeah, just just be there and look what's happening or just sit
Yeah.
down outside your job and watch people walk by and just see what happens.
Yeah. And in fact, boredom are a great opportunity for that, right? Like great boredom is a great opportunity for that. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be bored because nothing can be boring if I pay attention, right? And
Oh, wow. Yes.
it's just being attentive to what's happening
Mm,
inside of us and outside of us. And I have viewed recent situations like that too, like events that I thought, oh, I don't want to go, it's going to be
mm-hmm.
boring. But no, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be miserable if I approach this by thinking like, oh, it's going to expand my awareness because
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look and I'm going to learn something today. We always
Right.
learn. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Wonderful. We always learn, and then there's no boredom. And
No.
the idea of something being boring, that's
Hmm.
just again made up by our brain, right? It's a
Yeah.
categorization, a
Yes. Correct.
labeling, and
Yeah.
we don't know. It's in the future. We don't know yet if it's boring. And even if we sit there and somebody talks and we're falling asleep,
Hmm.
okay, then we're falling asleep. Then we just walk
Yes.
out and find something
Yeah.
else to talk about, maybe.
Exactly. But giving it a chance, keeping an open mind. Yeah.
Mm,
It's really a good
yes,
attitude. Yeah.
exactly. And or maybe there's something if we have the chance, of course, we can contribute with an interesting question. Then
Yes. I mean,
suddenly
a
everyone,
question.
yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
suddenly that's okay. Suddenly everyone wakes up and
Yes.
you because that lady in the red jacket suddenly asks asks a crazy question. How can
That's me.
anyone?
I'm
Yeah.
known for this. I
Oh,
do
you
that
do?
for a living.
Oh, that's
And
pretty
it drives
cool.
loved ones crazy sometimes when I
Oh
ask
well.
questions.
And but uh, let's look at that. I think this is something so important. Asking
Hmm.
crazy questions.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
okay, no, you can't ask that. No, why can't? Because that's how people invented things. This is how
Hmm.
sudden development rushes came up because someone had a crazy idea, had a
Hmm.
crazy this this cup wouldn't have been invented if no one would have asked crazy questions.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
can I drink my tea in a better way?
Yeah.
Let's take
I,
away the handle from the cup. Yeah, that's a good idea because all the time the
uh-huh.
handles break off.
Yes. That's true. There's always a design we can improve, right?
You're right.
I love that the starting point is the question
Mm,
because when we ask a question, even in our voice, it's like the modulation, it's open, it's like
mm,
we elevate, the question mark makes us kind of elevate and
right.
it opens us up for all kinds of forms of inspiration. And I think asking a question is like planting a seed to
Mm-hmm,
help
mm,
find the solution. And yeah, I love questions also for that. Yes.
mm,
And because then it stays in our brain. It's open ended, preferably. How
mm,
can I do this? It's not a yes or no question. Like, how can I improve this? And then our brain is working on it. It's like when you
mm,
open up the lab in our brain, like the laboratory,
right.
and then it's going to experiment and then send you some ideas.
Mm.
Yeah.
And suddenly you stand there and say, "Yeah, right." Or
All right. Yeah.
when you ask yourself, "Oh no, I'm bored. I'm not allowed to be bored. Why? Oh no, I have to find something that I can do right now.
Yeah.
What if?" And then we start asking questions. What if it's okay to be bored?
Yeah. Exactly. That's also a good strategy. Um, if you can't help but say, yeah, it's boring. Okay, you want to say that? Okay. So what's wrong
Mm.
with that? And that's an
Oh yeah.
open-ended question. You have
Mm.
to solve that struggle.
Mm. Oh.
And if you don't have any good answer, then there's no point in saying you're bored.
Mm.
If there's nothing wrong in being bored, right?
Mm. But what is it that why are so many people, or why do so many people seem offended by hearing those questions? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you
I
mean?
think right. Okay, if people get offended, it's because they've identified with the premise that boredom is bad, boredom is
Mm.
terrible. So if you question that, that means you question them as people, and they get offended and threatened, right? That's why
Right.
the ego, once again, we need to let go of it because,
Hmm.
yeah, you're not your thoughts, you're not your beliefs, you're not whatever conditionings you've been subjected to. So if someone asks you a question, they're not attacking you, you
Right.
know?
So instead of walking out of our trenches, our thought trenches, we go into the trenches and fight and
Oh,
def defend our
oh,
trenches. Oh, I need to be here because it's my right to be here and defend
yes,
uh, my thought pattern that I've had for the past 50
yes.
years.
Wow, that's so powerful as an image. I love that. The top trenches. Yeah. Yeah, we fight really hard and without looking at the big picture, but we just stay there in that dark, damp corner with our, I mean, yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
the
Hmm.
wheel. How do you say in English when you're on the the ruts, right? The ruts when you're on a muddy way,
Oh,
on
yeah.
a
Okay.
path, on a forest road, and it's muddy,
Hmm.
and the vehicle in front of you has left
Oh, yeah. The
ruts,
sillon in French. I don't know how to say that, but
mm,
sillon. Yeah.
and you want to go through there, but you can't get out of the ruts, and
Hmm.
you need to follow the ruts because you can't get out of it.
Yes, we have another expression in French, sortir des sentiers battus, to leave the path that's already, created
Hmm.
or and it takes courage. Yeah, it takes
And
noticing,
energy.
and breaking that pattern. Yeah,
Yeah. And energy, like
energy.
taking yourself out of the trench or being in a rut, being stuck in a rut. Then of course
Yes.
you need some momentum to get out of it.
Yeah, yes. We need momentum. That sometimes that means we need to fall off
Oh yeah.
the chariot or whatever.
Mm,
Just like a treadmill too. That I think a treadmill is another example. We think we're going
mm.
somewhere because it's moving, but no, we're
Haha,
stuck
yeah.
in that. Sometimes we need to jump out of it
Mm,
to really, yeah, because the treadmill of our thoughts, the trenches. I think all of that is so true.
mm.
Um, yeah, yeah.
And
Thoughts
here
are
we
just
are,
thoughts.
and here we are again, that we come to the point where we say it's so important to challenge our own thoughts once in a while and
Yeah.
check if they're really true, what our ego
Yes.
is trying to tell us,
Yeah.
which is often not.
Right.
Or maybe
Yes.
it's just time for another new crazy idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, rounding this up, what
Yeah.
can we do to feel better in
Mm-hmm.
being bored?
Yeah. I think I always go back to the study of the self, right? Or self
Mm,
observation. Always looking at that as another other opportunity to learn about ourselves. What is our
mhm.
relationship with boredom? And what is our
Right.
relationship with stimulation? Why do we need
Hmm.
always sensation or some kind of, yeah, stimulation?
Right.
What's our relationship with that? Where does that come from? And then gently questioning and
Hmm.
opening up our minds to other views and experiences. So I think
Yes.
really self awareness is key. And we know how to achieve that, right? It's really to pause, to be able to
Hmm.
get our mind to be a little still and silent through meditation or through doing just one thing at a time, mindfully, intentionally.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I was while you were talking, I had this idea of do some people see that boredom and loneliness is connected to each other, are connected to each other?
Oh, I love that. I think that could be one of the issues is people feel maybe more lonely when they're
Mhm.
bored,
Or
and mhm,
and vice versa.
vice versa. Yeah. Or feel bored when they're lonely,
Right.
right? So there might be this pairing here
Right.
that is persisting and causing problems because they have bad reputation, both of them, boredom
Yes.
and loneliness.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's something almost shameful about that sometimes.
Yeah.
People don't want to say they're alone or lonely, and they don't want to say they're bored.
Hmm.
They have
Like it.
to, because our life is very performative. We have to show that
Yes.
we've been to this extravagant vacation to impress
Hmm.
everyone. We have to show that we're loved by everyone. We're so
Hmm.
popular.
What did
No,
you do or when you come back to work on Monday? What did you do on the weekend? Nothing.
yes, right.
What?
Yeah, people would be shocked, right? Oh, are you okay? Oh my gosh, I feel
Yeah.
sorry for you, Christopher.
Yeah. Mm.
Actually, there's a great book I recommend. It's called The Joy of Doing Nothing.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
This, and it's a short book. I think the last name is Jonah, or I'm not sure anymore,
No, I
but
mean I don't know anything about the book, but I know about the joy of doing
you could have
nothing.
written it
Yeah.
probably. But this book was very eye-opening for me. I read it at the beginning of the COVID pandemic in 2020 because everything was kind of slowing down. We were forced to stay
Yes.
indoors and our routines changed. We could no longer be outside seeking stimulation.
Hmm.
And I felt so good reading this. I thought, oh, that's okay if I sit down for a few minutes doing nothing. I felt guilty
Huh.
my whole life. I was so goal oriented, productivity driven. I thought, I need to do something. There's always something to do, right? Something to improve. No,
Hmm.
I realized like sitting down is actually going to make me more effective.
Exactly. Yes.
I gave myself permission to do nothing, and it was
Hmm.
great. And it is still great.
It is. It always is.
Yes.
And it's just sitting there and being happy with yourself
Yeah.
without performing,
Right.
without having to
Mm-hmm.
chase other, I don't know, a date for the weekend
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or a task. Ah, that's so nice.
Yeah. I think this is when the shift from doing to being started to really take place in me. And we talk about that
Hmm.
a lot with Uncle Bill, right? Bill
Right.
Arthurson has been one of our guests, about being. We're
Mm.
enough, right? We don't need to do constantly. We're human beings. And we talked about that, you and I too. We're not even human havings or human doings, we're human
Hmm.
beings. And
Exactly.
that also entails doing nothing, right?
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
so liberating.
Thank you for reminding us. We are human beings. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
We deserve to just be.
Right. Yes. And without having to ask permission or to justify ourselves. I
Mm.
told someone that recently, a patient, and it was like his face completely shifted. Like I said, you don't have to justify yourself. He had been fighting,
Mm.
some kind of difficult case because of trauma and defending himself. And I'm like,
Mm.
you don't have to justify your worth.
Mm.
We shouldn't have to. We're here. We don't have to explain ourselves. We don't have to, yeah, justify our existence on
Mm.
this planet.
Yes, exactly. Wonderful. I think let's just let that be in the room that we are
Mhm.
human beings
Yeah.
without the need to do or defend ourselves
Yeah.
in any way. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And
Thank
thanks everyone that joined us today. And
Yes.
when you when you get off of listening to our little episode today, then why not just sit down for 10 minutes and do nothing? Just enjoy yourself
Yes.
and the wonderful
Mhm.
person that you are.
Yes. I love
Yeah.
that. I want to echo that. And remember, look at the dandelion it doesn't tell itself that it's bored. It just
No.
is, right? So that's what we are.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Caroline.
Thank you, Christopher. This was wonderful.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Be well.